The canine has been called man's best friend for a good reason. No animal will show you more devotion than a dog, and that includes humans, by far. Now, there are a lot of households that don't allow their kids to have dogs, possibly for allergies or space. So it was inevitable that games were going to start popping up that attempted to simulate the experience of owning a dog. The most popular of these is Dogz, a smash hit by Nintendo that was actually a really good pet simulator, giving you a 3D dog in a great environment with tons of stuff to do. But Ubisoft had been releasing games like this on their own. This is Dogz, with a Z, for the Game Boy Advance. The first thing Dogz actually has you do is pick your gender, name, and what features you like in a dog. Now, I tried to make this pretty close to my dog at home, so I said that I wanted a smaller, relaxed female dog. Your character is supposed to be 8 when you get your first dog, and I was 10 when I got mine, but it's close enough. You enter the pet store and can pick from any number of different breeds that match your favorite traits. Once you have the one you want, you take the dog home and give it a name. Given the fact that this dog was going to be seen by all of you, I named her Review. Game Boy and Dogz feels like a much more restricted version of The Sims busting out for the Game Boy Advance. You walk around in your house, eat your own food, feed your dog, clean up after your dog, and teach it tricks, among other things. Some of these tasks can be performed at your leisure, but other things are asked of you by your parents at specific times, like coming to the table. This is when I discovered that my virtual mother says bon appetit before every meal. The game is all about trial and error. Your dog tends to be more free with his or her initial bowel movements, so you'll have to scold them. Training is also a lot of perseverance and repetition, and after a while into the game, you'll be able to take your dog for a walk in the neighborhood. The game also uses stats that show how much progress your dog has made in certain areas, and these will go up depending on how much time you spend in each category, like sitting, lying down, and toilet training. My main issue with Dogz, though, is that it doesn't feel like it trusts the player very much. I understand that dogs need to be fed at a certain time during the day, and that a third grader needs to go to bed early, but I wish that the game would give me a little more time to explore and try things out before telling me what I have to do next. It feels very scripted, and that can take some of the fun out of the game that wishes to emulate the feeling of having a living, breathing dog in your house. The game's style of play isn't bad, but it doesn't give the freedom to the player that I would have expected. Visually, Dogz is pretty run-of-the-mill for a Game Boy Advance game, with the standard level of detail that you'd expect going in. Colors do look fairly nice in the outdoor areas, though, and the dogs do have some personality in their faces. Audio is also fairly limited, but the sound effects included for the dogs clearly illustrate what they want or feel. Dogz is a game that separates itself from Dogz, which was released around the same time, by giving you a little story in addition to having the dog, but it feels like it doesn't quite know which one it wants to put the emphasis on. The character elements are actually kind of fun, but I wish that the game would decide what it wants to be instead of giving me a sample from a few different bowls of food.